Welcome back. Today, we explore some of the rarest and most valuable coins in the world. Today, we're diving into the world of wheat pennies that could potentially make you rich. Let's get started. First up, the 1941 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny, which bears the S mint mark, was struck during an intriguing period in American history. The United States was nearing its involvement in World War II, and the country's economy was shifting as a result. The penny, which had been in circulation for several decades by then, was still made primarily of copper, though the 1940s would soon see the introduction of different materials due to wartime shortages. The design of the penny was conceived by the renowned sculptor Victor David Brenner, whose design featured the image of President Abraham Lincoln. The wheat penny, named after the two stalks of wheat flanking the reverse of the coin, first debuted in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 1941 edition, struck in San Francisco, holds particular historical significance because it was the final full year before the United States entered WITWI, bringing about a period of economic turmoil and significant changes in coin. The mintage of the 1941 Lincoln penny with the S mint mark was relatively high at approximately 200 million coins, making it more common compared to other rare coins of the same period. However, it is the condition of these coins that plays a significant role in determining their value. When found in poor or bad condition, their worth is determined by factors such as wear, discoloration, and damage, which are quite common for pennies of this age. A 1941 S-wheat penny in full color, even with a poor condition, can fetch significant amounts in the current market. Coins in extremely damaged or heavily worn states usually fall in the range of $1 to $3 in value, depending on the severity of the damage. However, if the coin retains its color and some of its details, even in bad condition, collectors may still pay a premium for it, ranging from $36,200 in auctions. More pristine examples of this coin, such as those in higher grades like fine or very fine, could push the value higher, but the bad condition coins retain a niche in the market for collectors. The 1941 Lincoln penny features some notable aspects that add to its appeal, even when in poor condition. On the obverse, we see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which was designed by Brenner in 1909 and continues to appear on the penny in various forms to this day. The reverse of the coin shows two stalks of wheat, symbolizing the country's agricultural heritage. The simplicity and elegance of this design have made the Lincoln penny a beloved coin among collectors. For this specific coin, the S mint mark is located just beneath the date, indicating it was minted at the San Francisco Mint. This mint mark is highly sought after by collectors as it adds a layer of rarity to the coin. When found in poor condition with the original full color intact, the coin becomes a much more intriguing piece for collectors looking to acquire coins from specific mints or years. The 1941 S-wheat penny is not typically associated with major errors. Certain issues have been noted with certain years of the wheat penny series, including die cracks or off-center strikes. These types of errors, however, are rare in 1941, especially with the S mint mark. Collectors show a keen interest in coins from the San Francisco Mint due to the city's historical association with coin production. Coins from this mint often have slightly different characteristics in terms of strike quality, which can make them even in bad condition. These pennies attract interest from collectors focused on mintage and rarity rather than just the coin's physical state. Next up, the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny represents a time of post-war prosperity in the United States. This period was marked by an economic boom as the country recovered from World War II. The penny was still minted using copper, and the design of the coin had remained largely unchanged since its introduction in 1909. The 1956 issue is part of a larger trend of late 1950s coins that were circulated heavily, meaning they are often found in worn or dirty conditions today. The large date of the 1956 penny is a distinctive feature that helps to differentiate it from the smaller date variety. In fact, the large date variety of the 1956 penny is more common and less valuable than its counterpart, the small. However, certain factors, such as mint mark and condition, can still influence the market value of this coin. The mintage of the 1956 Lincoln penny, both large and small date varieties, was substantial. Approximately 1.1 billion coins were minted that year, making it one of the most common pennies in circulation at the time. As such, even a 1956 penny in dirty condition is not necessarily rare by mintage standards. However, coins that were heavily circulated and show signs of wear or dirt tend to fetch relatively low prices, often ranging from $20,000 in value. However, coins that are slightly more well-preserved or with particular characteristics, like being uncirculated or retaining some degree of luster, may have higher auction prices. Even coins in dirty condition can sometimes fetch $25,500 if they show unique characteristics or if they are from specific mints, though the 1956 penny without a mint mark typically commands a lower price compared to similar years with a mint mark. The 1956 Lincoln penny is a straightforward continuation of the Lincoln Memorial design. On the obverse, President Abraham Lincoln is depicted in profile, the same image that has adorned the penny since 1909. The reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, which replaced the wheat stalks in 1959. The lack of a mint mark on this coin indicates that it was minted in Philadelphia, as coins without a mint mark during this period were typically produced there. The large date on the obverse is one of the distinguishing features of this coin, making it stand out from the small date variety which was minted alongside it. Despite being in dirty condition, this coin still carries significance due to its place in history and the enduring popularity of the Lincoln design. The dirt or wear does not diminish its appeal entirely, as collectors appreciate the historical connection to the post-war era. While the 1956 Lincoln penny does not have any significant errors that are widely recognized, collectors may still show interest in misstrikes or coins with unique characteristics, such as double-die errors. These types of errors are relatively rare though, and coins without errors are typically more common. Despite its dirty condition, the coin may still attract collectors due to its role in the Lincoln cent series and its connection to the broader numismatic history of the 1950s. Next up, we have the incredibly rare 1917 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny, a coin that may not look pristine on the outside, but trust me, this little piece of history has a huge market value, even in bad condition. So, let's break it down. The 1917 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny, which was first introduced in 1909, represents one of the earliest iterations of the iconic wheat penny design. The coin, created by famed engraver Victor David Brenner, was meant to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, making it a pivotal piece in the history of U.S. coinage. By 1917, the United States was deeply entrenched in World War I, and these pennies were used in everyday commerce by soldiers, workers, and citizens. In 1917, there was a significant demand for small denominations like the penny due to wartime inflation. The Lincoln penny was beloved for its simplicity, but the design of two stalks of wheat flanking the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse would go on to define this series for years. Despite being mass-produced, the 1917 penny is still a sought-after collectible today. The 1917 penny had a significant mintage, with over 200 million produced across the country. However, it is rare to find this coin in perfect condition, and that's where collector demand comes into play. You might be surprised to learn that even a 1917 penny in full color, damaged condition can fetch a considerable sum at auction. For a penny in full color, but with damage such as heavy scratches, dents, or corrosion, the value can range anywhere from $86,000. However, for rare coin collectors who appreciate the rich history of Lincoln and the era, even damaged coins are valuable. Auction prices can be influenced by factors such as the coin's level of preservation, provenance, and demand in the market. Despite the damage, a 1917 penny in this condition is still coveted due to its historical significance. For example, if the damage is not too severe, collectors can still see traces of the original design, making it a tangible connection to America's past. A coin like this one might not hit the astronomical values of a pristine version, but it's still worth hundreds of dollars at an auction with the right bidders present. The obverse of the 1917 Lincoln wheat penny features a bust of President Abraham Lincoln, facing right as designed by Victor David Brenner. The legend in God We Trust arcs above Lincoln, while the words Liberty and the date are 1917 complete the design. On the reverse, 2 stalks of wheat frame the words E pluribus unum, while the inscriptions United States of America and 1 cent are prominently displayed at the top and bottom of the coin. The reverse of the penny is what gives it its name, the wheat penny, due to the wheat stalks on either side of the coin. In a damaged version, these features are often worn, but for a collector, seeing the faint details can make all the difference. The original brilliance and design can still be observed, especially in the full-color version, where some of the original copper sheen can shine through. While the 1917 Lincoln wheat penny is mostly free from major errors, some can still be found with slight variations in the minting process, such as double dial burst errors or off-center strikes. These types of mistakes can significantly increase the value of the coin, even if it's damaged. Collectors have a deep interest in these coins, as they represent a key piece of history from the early 20th century. The 1917 penny, although commonly available, holds an enduring place in collectors' hearts due to its association with Lincoln and its long history. Even with wear and damage, a coin like this one appeals to collectors who seek to hold onto a small piece of American heritage. Next up, we move into the 1950s with a coin that has become one of the most iconic in the world of numismatics. The 1955 large-date Lincoln wheat penny. This coin, with its distinctive features, remains a sought-after piece among collectors, and its value is higher than you might expect, even in fine condition. The 1955 Lincoln wheat penny was part of the ongoing series that featured Lincoln on the obverse and 2 stalks of wheat on the reverse. At the time, the United States was coming out of the Korean War, and the economy was beginning to shift in post-war America. The penny was still a critical part of the nation's currency, used by everyone from everyday citizens to businessmen. In 1955, however, collectors began to notice something peculiar about some of the pennies produced that year. The 1955 large date, had larger, more pronounced digits compared to the 1955 small date. This became one of the most famous errors in coin history, giving rise to the phrase a 1955 double die. The 1955 Lincoln wheat penny with a D mint mark was produced in large quantities, with over 250 million minted. However, it's the variation of the date that caught the attention of collectors. Many believe that the 1955 large date is one of the rarest and most valuable coins from the 1950s era. Even in fine condition, this coin has a significant value ranging from $62,300 depending on the level of wear and its provenance. In fine condition, with clear yet slightly worn details, the 1955 large date with a D mint mark has solid demand in the market. Coins in higher grades, like extra fine or mint state, can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. Some 1955 large date pennies have even been known to hit 5-figure prices when they possess the famous double die error. The 1955 penny is much like its predecessors, with the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the wheat stalks on the reverse. However, the distinguishing feature in this coin is the large digits of the year, 1955, which were struck larger than the standard small date pennies of the same year. This coin was made at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the mint mark ad located to the right of Lincoln's bust. The obverse also carries the familiar inscription in God We Trust, with liberties and the date and 1955 surrounding Lincoln's portrait. The reverse carries the 2 stalks of wheat and the legend E pluribus unum. The most well-known feature of this coin is the double dies error, which occurs when a coin is struck more than once and the second strike shifts slightly, resulting in overlapping or doubled images. This mistake, particularly on the digits of the years 1955, is what makes this coin so rare and highly sought after by collectors. Even in fine condition, a 1955 penny with a large date is incredibly valuable because of the rarity of the coin and the intriguing historical error. Collectors pay close attention to the details, such as whether the doubling is visible on the date and whether the mint mark is clear. The 1955 large date Lincoln wheat penny with a D-mint mark remains one of the most popular coins for collectors of Lincoln cents, and its era adds to its mystique and desirability in today's market. Next up, we have the 1944 Lincoln wheat penny with the D-mint mark in fine condition. This coin is a part of the famous Lincoln wheat penny series, a staple in American numismatics. The Lincoln wheat penny was minted from 1909 to 1958, with the 1944 coin being one of the most sought-after pieces among collectors. But what makes the 1944 Lincoln wheat penny with a D-mint mark so valuable today? Let's explore. The year 1944 is particularly important in American history as it falls during World War II, a time when the US was facing significant economic challenges. By 1944, the United States was in the midst of wartime production, and the government was dealing with a shortage of copper due to its use in manufacturing armaments. In response to the shortage, the 1943 Lincoln penny was famously minted in steel instead of copper. However, by 1944, copper production resumed, and the Lincoln penny returned to its original material. The 1944 D-mint mark penny was minted at the Denver Mint, with a total of 430 million pennies produced that year. Despite its high mintage, coins in good condition, especially those in fine or higher grades, remain in high demand among collectors. Due to wear and tear over time, few of these pennies exist in fine condition, making those that do especially valuable. The 1944 Lincoln wheat penny features the classic design by Victor David Brenner, which has become iconic in the world of numismatics. On the obverse, we see Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, in a dignified portrait facing right. This portrait is surrounded by the words "Liberty and the In God We Trust" motto, with the year 1944 stamped at the bottom. While the 1944 Lincoln wheat penny does not have any significant errors, it's the condition of the coin that plays a pivotal role in its value. Coins in fine condition often exhibit moderate wear but retain most of their details, making them highly desirable. In fine condition, the value of the 1944 D-penny can range from $69,000 depending on the auction or collector interest. However, if a coin were to be graded extremely fine or higher, its value could skyrocket, reaching several thousands of dollars. In addition to condition, the D-mint mark is also crucial. Although the mintage for the 1944 D is significant, it is still considered relatively scarce in higher grades, as many of these coins were heavily circulated and worn down over time. Collectors and investors alike are drawn to the 1944 D-penny because it represents a historical turning point in US coinage, returning to copper after the steel penny experiment. This coin also reflects the resilience of the US Mint and the importance of the penny in American culture. As a result, it holds significant appeal for both history buffs and numismatic enthusiasts. Next up, we have the 1953 Lincoln wheat penny with a D-mint mark in dirty condition. Though this coin may not have the same shine as a freshly minted one, it still holds an important place in the world of valuable coins. But what makes the 1953 large-date penny such a noteworthy coin, even in poor condition? Let's take a closer look. The 1953 Lincoln wheat penny falls towards the end of the wheat penny series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. This was a time of economic prosperity in the United States following World War II. By the early 1950s, the US Mint was in full production mode, creating a vast number of pennies to accommodate the growing economy. In 1953, the mintage of Lincoln wheat pennies was substantial. The Denver Mint D-mint mark produced 198 million of these coins, while the Philadelphia Mint and San Francisco Mint produced additional quantities. While the 1953 D-penny had a high mintage, it remains a popular coin among collectors due to its status as a post-war issue, reflecting the transition from wartime to peacetime production. Like the 1944 penny, the 1953 Lincoln wheat penny features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, as designed by Victor David Brenner. The coin's reverse retains the classic design of two wheat stalks, framing the phrase 1 cent and United States of America. In 1953, a large date variant was minted, which refers to the size of the numbers on the coin's date. The large date variation is significant because it differs from other years when the mint marked smaller dates. In some cases, coins with the large date can have a higher collector interest due to this subtle design variation, even though the 1953 D coin was widely circulated. As mentioned earlier, the 1953 D penny is in dirty condition in this particular example. While a coin in dirty or damaged condition may seem like a lesser prize to most collectors, it still holds value, especially because of the large date variant and its historical context. Coins in this condition usually sell for $10,000 at auction, depending on the market and interest from collectors. Collectors remain interested in the 1953 D penny because of the large date and the overall historical significance of the coin. As time passes, these coins become increasingly rare in any condition, which boosts their value. Additionally, collectors who are working to complete their wheat penny collections often seek out coins from years like 1953 for their sets, regardless of condition. The 1953 D large date penny in fine condition or better can fetch anywhere from $12,000, with higher values found in uncirculated examples or those with error markings. While it's not one of the rarest pennies in the world, it remains a highly collectible coin due to the large date variation and its place in the timeline of US coinage. Next up, the 1944 Lincoln Wheat penny is one of the most iconic coins in American numismatics, largely due to its historical significance during World War II. The year 1944 marked the continuation of the war effort, and coinage at the time was a crucial part of the nation's economy. The Lincoln Wheat penny itself had been minted since 1909, celebrating President Abraham Lincoln's legacy. By 1944, the design, featuring the famous wheat ears on the reverse and the Lincoln portrait on the obverse, had become a staple of American currency. In 1944, the US Mint struck billions of pennies across various mints, but the S Mint mark is what we'll be focusing on today. The San Francisco Mint, located on the West Coast, produced some of the most fascinating and rare versions of the coin, including a few with errors or unique features that make them valuable. In terms of historical context, the 1944 Lincoln Wheat penny marked the end of the era, when coins were predominantly made from copper, and it was among the last of the regular issues before the transition to the copper-plated steel pennies in 1943. By 1944, copper was back in use, having been critical for military and industrial purposes during the war. The total mintage of 1944 Lincoln Wheat pennies was substantial, with billions of them produced. However, the coin in question, the 1944 with the S Mint mark, has become a sought-after piece due to several factors. The 1944 S Wheat penny is often found in a variety of conditions, and its value largely depends on the condition, uniqueness, and any distinguishing features. In average circulation, the 1944s in fair to good condition might fetch a modest price, but when the coin is found in a rare and somewhat unusual condition, such as dirty or blackened with significant tarnishing or environmental damage, collectors might still be interested due to its rarity and unique appearance. It's a fascinating aspect of coin collecting, as sometimes the condition and uniqueness can make a coin even more valuable than a perfectly preserved version. The blackened or dirty condition of these coins may have occurred due to prolonged exposure to harsh elements or improper storage. Despite its grimy appearance, some collectors may be willing to pay top dollar for these coins, especially if they're rare and hold a particular historical significance. Coins that show signs of a unique patina or discoloration have been known to bring in substantial premiums at auction, where collectors can see the potential of future restoration or unique appeal. As of recent auction results, a 1944 S Lincoln penny with a blackened, dirty appearance has been known to fetch anywhere between $100,000 depending on the level of wear, tarnishing, and for pennies with more significant signs of wear or damage, values can go as thousands of dollars, but for collectors who find this aesthetic unique, the price can spike well beyond the norm. The design of the 1944 Lincoln Wheat penny was created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, who designed the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. This simple yet elegant design has made the wheat penny one of the most recognizable and enduring coins in American history. On the reverse side, the coin features two stalks of wheat, symbolizing the nation's agricultural strength. This iconic design was part of the coin from 1909 to 1958, representing a prosperous and proud America. However, when you consider the blackened or dirty condition of the coin, these design features become somewhat obscured, giving the coin a rustic, almost mysterious look. For collectors, this sort of wear and patina can add to the intrigue and history of the coin, making it even more desirable. The 1944 S. Lincoln wheat penny may not be famous for particular minting errors like some of its counterparts, but there are still subtle variations that collectors find intriguing. Some 1944 S pennies were struck with poor quality dies, leading to slight errors in the lettering or the design, which can add value if found in pristine or near pristine condition. However, in the case of the dirty or blackened coin, errors such as misstruck details, die cracks, or other irregularities may be less noticeable due to the heavy tarnishing. That said, this does not necessarily mean the coin is any less valuable. It just might require a trained eye to spot hidden details that could make the coin worth. Collector interest in the 1944's Lincoln penny is often driven by the desire to own a piece of American history that has a story to tell. Coins that show wear or have unique coloration often bring in niche collectors who appreciate these unique characteristics. Whether it's for the historical significance of World War II or the distinctive features of the coin itself, the 1944's remains a desirable coin in the market today. Next up, the 1947 Lincoln wheat penny was released just after the conclusion of World War II, during a time of reconstruction and growth for the United States. Following the tumultuous years of the war, the mint continued to produce vast amounts of currency to meet the needs of a growing economy. While the country was shifting its focus to civilian industries and consumer goods, the penny remained a crucial part of everyday life. The 1947 penny saw the continuation of the wheat design by Victor David Brenner, and it became an integral part of post-war circulation. The 1947 wheat penny has become especially interesting to collectors due to the larger date format used in that year. This large date version has its own set of unique characteristics that make it stand out in the broader series of Lincoln pennies. The presence of the S-mint mark on the 1947 coin, struck in San Francisco, further boosts its collector value. The mintage of the 1947 Lincoln wheat penny was in the billions, and it is relatively common to find these coins in circulated condition. However, the large date version with the S-mint mark has become an interesting collectible. When found in excellent or dirty condition, such coins can fetch a variety of values at auction. In lower-grade conditions, such as the blackened, dirty look we're discussing today, the price may range from $83,000, but higher demand can push it to $90,000 or even more depending on rarity and demand among specialized collectors. Collectors are often drawn to pennies in dirty or altered conditions, as it is believed that these pieces are untouched by time's cleaning agents, keeping the history locked in the coin's tarnish and imperfections. The large date variant of the 1947 penny is one of the more notable design characteristics that set this coin apart from its counterparts. Unlike some of the smaller date coins that were struck before and after 1947, the larger numbers and clear design elements stand out as a notable feature of this particular year. As with the 1944 penny, the design on the obverse is the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse showcases the two stalks of wheat representing America's agricultural legacy. The blackened or tarnished look of the coin changes the way these designs are perceived. The tarnish may obscure fine details, but it can also make certain features, such as the raised designs of Lincoln's face and the wheat stalks, stand out with a unique contrast. For collectors, this is a highly collectible condition that adds to the overall aesthetic of the coin. As with most coins from the 1940s, the 1947 Lincoln wheat penny is not known for major minting errors, but subtle variations exist. These may include double strikes or slight shifts in the alignment of the obverse and reverse dies, which are more noticeable in higher-grade examples. The large date version is particularly sought after for its rarity and distinctive look. For collectors interested in pennies in less than perfect condition, the tarnished or dirty 1947 sweet penny offers a glimpse into the past, showing the resilience of a coin that was once in circulation but has endured the passage of time. These pieces may not be flawless, but their imperfections have a story to tell, and that's why many collectors find them appealing. Next up, we have the 1935 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny, a coin that holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. This particular piece is notable for its color-changed, dirty condition, a factor that has actually increased its intrigue among collectors and can still command a significant price in the auction market. The 1935 wheat penny was minted during the Great Depression, a period marked by economic hardship and social change in the United States. Abraham Lincoln's image, featured on the obverse of the coin, had already been a staple of American currency since the late 1900s. The reverse side features two stalks of wheat, symbolizing America's agricultural roots. The 1935 Lincoln penny was produced in large numbers due to the demand for affordable currency during the economic struggles of the 1930s. However, this coin, particularly in its unique condition, is highly sought after by collectors today. The 1935 Lincoln penny is not a rare coin in itself, with over 131 million pennies minted that year across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. It's considered a relatively common coin for collectors. However, the condition and characteristics of the coin can drastically affect its value. In general, most 1935 pennies in standard condition have a low market value, but coins like the one in question, with color changes and a dirty appearance, can fetch significant sums. Typically, coins that have been exposed to environmental elements or improper handling may experience tarnishing, discoloration, or dirt accumulation, which might make some collectors hesitant. But for others, this wear is a sign of authenticity, a testament to the coin's age and journey. In today's market, a 1935 penny without a mint mark in dirty or altered condition could still attract between $55,000 at auctions. However, depending on the specific visual and historical appeal, the value could rise if it's paired with other factors, such as being from a notable collection or having an interesting provenance. The obverse of the 1935 Lincoln wheat penny features the well-known portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His image, with the familiar details of his face and hair, has been iconic for more than a century. On the reverse side, the two stalks of wheat stand out as a symbol of the United States' agrarian past. The coin's diameter is 19 millimeters and its composition is 95 copper, making it both a beautiful and durable piece of history. In terms of design, the coin's age, wear, and the resulting color changes are what often attract the most attention. Many collectors seek out coins that show signs of time, wear, and environmental exposure, especially when they exhibit unique characteristics, like a color shift from copper to darker tones, often due to oxidation. In terms of errors, the 1935 penny doesn't have as many known varieties or significant minting mistakes that stand out. However, the color changes and the dirty condition have created an allure among collectors who are interested in how such pieces come to be. This particular penny's dirt and discoloration could stem from years of circulation, or it could be the result of improper storage or environmental exposure. Interestingly, these color changes can sometimes be the result of chemical reactions with materials the coin has come into contact with over the years. For some collectors, these unique attributes make the coin more desirable. Collectors interested in the 1935 penny often seek out those with historical or visual significance. As the years go by, such coins become rarer, and as a result, their market value gradually rises. The appeal of this coin lies in both its history and the way it represents the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln in American currency. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave your comments below. And as always, keep hunting for those rare treasures. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave your comments below. And as always, keep hunting for those rare treasures.